Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and we are going on an off-road adventure. At least that's the plan for today's video. We are planning on going to the Fish Springs National Wildlife Refuge. It's at the southern tip of the Great Salt Lake Desert, aka it's like the middle of nowhere. I think it's like 50 miles from any town, or over 50 miles from any town. And like the closest towns to it are tiny. The only like real town that's close to it is Delta, Utah, which is like 70 miles away from it. But yeah, with that being said, let's just get into it. So when it comes to the vehicle we're taking, I was debating between the Land Cruiser and the Bronco, and yeah, sadly I wasn't even considering the Wrangler. And the reason why I wasn't considering the Wrangler is, you know, driving off-road for like 70 to 100 miles in this thing is not necessarily going to be the most comfortable, and you know, comfort's kind of more important for this trip. And so yeah, it was between Bronco Raptor and Land Cruiser, and the reason I didn't choose the Land Cruiser just comes down to the time scale on the trip. If we were going out and we were going to stay out for like a couple of days, 100% would take the Land Cruiser. It's super comfortable. It's the vehicle that you'd want if you're going to be out there for a while, because Toyotas are known to be way more reliable than Fords, and it's got a lot more space than the Bronco Raptor. But this is just a quick day trip, and so that's where the Bronco Raptor makes more sense. We can drive a little bit faster because you've got these crazy Fox shocks with the Bronco Raptor, so it'll be able to go faster than the Land Cruiser, and it'll be a good just in and out vehicle. And if we encounter really difficult off-road situations, like, don't get me wrong, I love the Land Cruiser, but this thing has 37s, so that's gonna not get stuck. Whereas, I mean, Land Cruiser has 32.5s, which aren't bad tires, but they're not 37s, if you get what I'm saying. We've officially made it to the first and most important destination.
The gas station.
At the gas station. Bronco is a thirsty, thirsty beast. You can see I get 15 miles per gallon and 92 miles of range with, what, just over a quarter of a tank. I think this thing gets barely over 300 miles of range in a tank, so we'll have to fill it up again before we head out to the desert. We officially made it to Delta, and I'm gonna have you hold the camera. What do you think? What do you think of Delta so far?
It's flat.
I called it. Maybe I shouldn't say this on YouTube. So there's Idaho, and if you've ever been to Idaho, like the southern part of Idaho, it's very open because you have basically the mountains in the south on the Utah-Nevada border, and then you have the mountains in the north with, yeah, Topaz Museum.
There's a Topaz Museum.
You have the mountains on the north in the forests. So like Idaho has this like big arc where everyone like lives, and so it's like very open. And this is very open, so I called this Desert Ho. because it's it's out in the desert, but then it's very similar to the, like, how it's structured is very similar to how Idaho is structured.
And it's a ton of sagebrush. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, sagebrush is
a ridiculous amount of sagebrush.
But I haven't been to Delta in like, I think since like 2019. Yeah, 2019 was the last time I was out here in Delta, and it's changed a lot. Like, there's a lot more development out here, and it's actually a lot greener than it was before, but that's because we've had a lot of snow. So what do you think about Delta?
I like the drive.
You should probably do it in your face.
I don't even know what my face looks like.
It doesn't matter, it's YouTube.
No, I like it. It's cool.
Are you recording?
Turn right. Yes.
You should probably do some commentary and talk about how this looks like Idaho.
It does. I lived in different parts of Idaho for several years, and driving between those specific parts of Idaho, this is pretty much it. You got farms, you got flat, you got brush, you got cows, you got cops.
Yeah, cows and cops.
I don't know if you can even see that over there, but there is the blinky.
That describes country life, cows and cops.
And hill people.
And hill people.
Probably should include that part.
Why? It's true though. It's true.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty, I mean, I just think it's crazy that they've been able to like turn the desert, it's fine. They've been able to turn the desert into like farmland.
They've done a good job.
It's pretty cool. And this is where, if you guys don't know, this is where like a lot of yogurt's made. Well, not here, but in Salt Lake, the cows here though create the milk that then gets turned into yogurt. Wee-woo. Officially made it to the dirt. As you can see, so I aired out the Bronco. Only to 30 PSI, I might go down to 25, we'll see how comfortable it is. This is not gonna be extreme off-roading by any means, especially for a Bronco Raptor, but I think that this might not be enough. You guys can see at 30, the tires aren't really bulging all that much. Usually a good indication that you're down is the bottom portion of the tire will kind of, under the weight of the vehicle, kind of stick out a little bit. Not really bulging, so we'll see how comfortable the ride is, and yeah, let's see what the Bronco Raptor does on basically a road, but a dirt road. Now this is something that I don't like about the baby's loud, about the Bronco Raptor. So I'm in Baja mode, so it turns on the front camera. I cannot find, maybe if I pressed it, oh, we figured it out. I feel stupid now. I was gonna say, I can't find a way to turn off the camera so we can see the navigation so we know where we're going. Are you filming? This is good. It's not as good as the F-150 Raptor off-road in terms of like the high-speed stuff because it's not as comfortable. But it handles really well. Really well. And it feels super controllable. I mean, it drives like a Raptor, right? You've got the wide body, and the engine's actually really good. So this 3-liter on road is kind of lackluster. We're gonna go slower on this just because it's a blind turn. Yeah, the 3-liter is very lackluster on road, but off road it actually feels pretty adequate in terms of the power delivery. Like, I'm not struggling with these hill climbs at all, and the transmission's quick enough that, yeah, it makes the whole situation really easy to kind of go through. Yeah, we're really in the mountains now. I was complaining that too much of the road out here was paved because I'm like, now everyone's going to be able to get out to this. But
we saw a dude come up in a minivan, though. I mean,
yeah, minivans are tanks. Minivans can go through any. If you have a dad in a minivan, they're unstoppable. That's more capable than a Wrangler on 40s.
Oh my goodness.
Because their dad rage will get them to go through anything.
Yeah, baby, you tell me.
But yeah, I mean the Bronco Raptor. That's the limited slip working. Yeah, or actually no, this has lockers. I was gonna say, I don't think this. I can't remember. I reviewed so many cars, I forget half the equipment this stuff has. The regular Raptor has a limited slip now because they got rid of the torsion. Anyways, this is fun. This is beautiful scenery too.
It's wonderful out here.
And the Bronco Raptor it makes this trip. I'm not gonna say how long it was originally supposed to take, but like, let's just say that we're gonna get there a lot quicker than.
Well, it wants us to go 20 miles in 48 minutes. And it may or may not take us that long.
Well, here's what I will say. The rule, if you don't know, the rules out here is that you drive within reason, okay? So you take it safe. That's what I think. And then the stated rule is that if you see someone down the road, you slow down to, at fastest, 30 miles an hour, so that as you approach each other, nobody loses control. And then also, as you approach each other, you don't spin up rocks so that you break someone's windshield or something like that. So that's kind of how that works. So that's all. So this is the valley that holds the fish springs. So you can see like the mountains on the one side. I think it's really pretty.
It's hard to tell that there's like a depth difference. There's the rock from where we're at, and then there is a really
well, you can at least see the flat
land.
valley floor and the mountains behind it.
You can.
It's a really beautiful place out here.
He really, really likes the desert. If you just didn't know that.
It's official. We have Broncoed our way all the way to Fish Springs. Should say it like that. And also, we lowered the PSI because the ride wasn't good enough.
And we definitely want the speed limit.
Yep. And this, folks, is why you come to Fish Springs. Middle of the desert. Tons of water. The birds don't like the Bronco at all. They instantly fly away because they're not used to people driving through here. And we are legally on a road, just so you know. Just so you know. As you can see, it started raining. We're just parked here for a few minutes and just hanging out so she can calm down before we get up and go and have to put her into the seat of doom.
That is unbuckled currently, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, like I said, out here, pretty cool place. And the Bronco Raptor has done pretty well. I did lose quite a bit of fuel off-road. Most of the fuel we went through was on the dirt roads, which is kind of how it goes. Man, you were crazy all over the place. But we gotta start them young. We gotta get her used to sitting in the cockpit of cool stuff like a Raptor. But yeah, this is such an interesting place. Again, this is in the middle of the desert, and you just have all this water and stuff. If you live in Utah, or if you don't, recommend visiting this place. It is definitely off the beaten path.
completely.
Yeah, definitely off the beaten path, but it's
worth a walk around too.
Yeah, there's a lot here. I don't know how many acres it is, but it's a pretty sizable place. So the best part about off-roading is filling up the tires. Mobile air compressor is kind of slow with 37s, but 37s are also really big. So to cap things up with the Bronco Raptor, this wasn't extreme off-roading by any means, but it's the second time I've taken a Bronco Raptor off-road. It's an absolute blast. The thing that I will say about the Bronco Raptor is it's the old adage of a jack of all trades, but a master of none. It's good at high-speed off-roading. It's good at low-speed crawling and everything, but it's not the best, right? If you are dedicated to low-speed crawling, a Wrangler is going to be better. If you are dedicated to high-speed off-roading, an F-150 Raptor is going to be better than a Bronco Raptor. This just doesn't have quite the same stability of the F-150 Raptor at high speeds, and then it's not as comfortable. And then at low speeds, it's just too big. That's the thing, compared to a Wrangler. It's just so wide and it's so heavy. I mean, even a 392 is, I think, like 800 pounds less than the Bronco Raptor. It's a big beast. So, yeah, it'll be exciting to see, you know, what this does in the future. But let me know what you guys think about the little adventure here.